I'm just saying that Shemp is the best of the Three Stooges.
No, he doesn't fucking count. He
does count!
He is not one of the Three Stooges. He doesn't
when
fucking...
Curly had a stroke, who do you think came back, huh?
It doesn't fucking matter. And, hello, welcome back to Endless Ocean. We're gonna get something we need to get, not to progress the plot, but to go to a certain place later on. So we need to find a very specific treasure, or part of a very specific treasure, as it were.
You're lucky I love treasure.
Who doesn't like treasure, really? Maybe a self-hating pirate. Who just, like, he likes treasure, but he doesn't want to admit it.
That's why he buries it.
That explains a lot. He's kind of dealing with himself. He's refusing to acknowledge that he is a pirate, a greedy pirate who loves treasure.
Pretty much.
So that's why he buries it. That makes sense. God, we've encountered whole psychological ground on the nature of piracy. Man, Freud would be like doing backflips and dancing here.
Zorak, sometimes a backflip is just a backflip.
I don't think Freud normally does backflips, though. Namely because he's dead.
So what does the secret lake represent?
Ah, the uterus.
Gotcha.
Everything does, really. The uterus or the phallus.
A uterus is barren in the summer.
Yes. Yeah, it is very true. The secret lake changes its contents depending on the season, and the summer season is very dull. You can find every fish in the game except for 4 during the summer season, but at the same time, the secret lake is just nothing, really. It has...
Round.
Well, yes, it is round.
I guess that counts for something.
It doesn't. In fact, it doesn't count for shit. There's lots of stuff that's round. And here's that treasure we're looking for, a compass component. Now, this compass component is always here, but there's no indication that it's here other than the shiny mark. Unless you look for it, you are not going to actually find the compass component. There's no letter or anything telling you there might be a compass component here. No, it's just there.
That's some bullshit.
It's a little annoying.
Salvaging a hell of a job.
Yeah, it sounds like it's better than the other game, the second one.
Oh, it's so much better.
I'm looking forward to that.
You should get all sciencey.
I'm really looking forward to that. I'm gonna enjoy that in Endless Ocean 2. Now, an annoying thing about the seasons in this game is that they're not real-time seasons. It starts you in summer, in July to be specific, and you have to move through in-game days to change the season, and that's very annoying, to be honest.
My god.
But since you can find all but 4, it's not a big deal.
Your dolphin's having a stroke.
No, he just found something. And it was a frogfish.
Whoa.
Striate frogfish.
Stop rubbing it.
No. You can tell by the way he uses his walk. He's a woman's man. No time to talk.
That
Yes.
fish is strutting. Are you aware of this?
Well, yes, he is a strutty fish. Quite possibly the struttiest fish? That fish is a strut.
Do any other fish strut?
Yes.
Do any in this game strut?
No. So I guess functionally no other fish strut.
They should call this Disappointment Lake. Because that's all I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, it is a little disappointing, but we did find that compass component, so that will pay off later.
Component and a strutting fish.
We could strut if we want to.
No, we're not doing that.
Why not? Why aren't we doing that?
There's nothing here.
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of filling up some map because I need to get 70% of the map in order to do something later. To show a part of the game that perhaps not everybody got a chance to see if they didn't get very completionist.
I sure didn't.
You don't need to get all the map, just 70%.
Hell yeah, maps.
Mm-hmm.
I love filling up maps.
What?
Maps!
No. No! No, we're not doing that. This is a family LP. This is a fucking family LP. You will shut your whore mouth, or I will sacrifice you to the devil. The sea devil. The devilfish.
The Devil Ray.
Devil Ray is a pretty cool dude. I roll with the Devil Ray. Like those fucking sun rays. Ugh.
You're still mad about that, aren't you?
Well, yeah, it's my local team. I have to get mad about it. It's like they're personally making an affront against me. I mean, I'm here. I happen to like mana rays. I think they're cool rays. And then my local team, as it were, goes, yeah, no, we're not doing that. It's the fucking sun rays. And that's bullshit. They're insulting me.
Zorak, I couldn't give a shit about baseball, but you know who my local team is? Oh, it's the Marlins. Go eat it, nerd.
Yeah. You got a fish team and I don't.
Damn right.
Ah, fuck this gay earth. Not the ocean, though.
You yelled at me about loving maps. You fuck the earth itself. I see.
You got me there. I literally cannot say anything about that. And that's about it for this place. We filled in some map. We saw a thing.
We saw a fish that was strutting.
That's good
Get the
enough.
fuck out of here.
A single strutting fish is, in my opinion, good enough. And I missed a tiny little bit of map there.
Oh, you goddamn failure.
Yeah.
You are the worst cartographer.
Yeah, I guess. The game is finicky about it. But I don't have to get all of it anyways. I only need to get 70%.
Oh boy, mail.
Purchase request. I don't remember us making any purchase request. Let's read about the lake, though.
Purchase quest for all those polar bears and walruses.
Maybe. That would explain a lot. Now, the weird thing about this email is that they say this lake was formed by glacial erosion, and we're in the middle of the Pacific. I don't remember, even during the Ice Age, there being that many glaciers down here.
Sorry, that's not addressed to you.
Yeah, well, tough.
No, stop reading her mail.
It's on the PDA. She reads our mail, so I get to read her mail, okay?
No.
And she's
No,
been
it's
buying...
different when it's a lady's email.
No, it doesn't work that way.
You're disrespecting the hell out of the use of this PDA.
Look, Alfred Thorman said I could do whatever I want here, and that includes read her email. And she's been buying extravagantly expensive goods, or requesting to buy extravagantly expensive goods from Mr. Thorman. And that is weird. Why would she want things that she doesn't need for our mission? What is her plot? What is her plans? That's what I want to know.
You're opening strange attachments you got from mysterious senders and getting hair out of them, and now you're reading somebody else's email. I think you've lost your PDA privileges, sir.
I can do whatever I want.
I don't think so. That's not good web safety.
Hey, she's allowed to do whatever she wants. Apparently, or she's trying to do whatever she wants for random reasons.
She got shut down by a German.
My hands are clipping through my body.
God.
The camera does that sometimes on the emulated version.
Let's try not to draw attention to that, but oh my god.
It's kind of hard not to notice it. It is kind of the elephant in the room. The polar bear on the boat, as it were.
This is how furious I am that you were trying to get this equipment. I'm gonna ram my fist through my ribcage. You're gonna have to watch.
Yes. And she's talking about a life mission. That's very weird.
Right.
When I think about life missions, you know what I think about?
What do you think about?
I think about Dracula. I think of Simon Belmont hunting Dracula.
You always think about Dracula.
Yeah, but he's just so cool. That cape and everything. And then we're in a forest of the underwater kind. I know. Who doesn't like an underwater forest?
Boaters?
Yeah, well, beyond boaters. Nobody. Red,
Yeah.
would you like some seaweed?
No.
Would you like some dried seaweed?
I'm good, thank you.
Some wakabe?
No.
It is a cuisine in Japan. It is a treat. It is a thing they quite enjoy, the dried seaweed.
Zorak, it comes from the ocean, and they're Japanese. They'll eat anything.
Well, would they eat rocks? There's plenty of rocks in the ocean. I don't see them eating rocks.
I'm sure they would.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. If you told them that they couldn't eat it and offended their national honor, they'd be fucking all over rocks. Say, hey, these rocks, they're poisonous, and they're highly endangered and intelligent. Please don't eat these rocks. They'd be all over them. They'd be fucking eating rocks. They'd be gorging themselves to death on rocks.
Zorak, why do you hate the Japanese people?
I think of anyone, I have the most right to hate the Japanese people.
That's a good point, Animad. Well made.
Thank you. I thought so too. Now, I think that small thing next to that coral is in fact a fish. It is actually just a smaller piece of coral next to that other coral.
You were deceived by coral now.
Yes. I thought that coral was a fish, in fact. It happens.
Some ominous music coming up here.
It's more poignant than ominous.
Could be ominous and poignant.
How can a place called Green Garden be ominous?
Sounds like a Kirby area.
I know! How can Kirby be ominous? And here's something quite new here. And I don't mean these butterfly fish.
Do you?
I don't. I mean this. It's the dwarf sawfish, which is actually the first critically endangered thing we found in the game. That thing, tell us about why not.
The International Union for Conservation of Nature, the IUCN, UCAN, are the main authority for the conservation status of the world's organisms. They're the ones who are responsible, basically, for saying, yo, this thing's almost done. Please stop killing it. Which is a cool thing. The thing is, only species who have had populations that have been evaluated, that is, there are enough of a population that we can regularly study them, are listed. Some creatures, like the goblin shark and other deep-sea fish, are so seldom seen that we have no effective or accurate way to gauge how fucked they are. A thing most people don't grasp is there are different levels of oh fuck, aside from just flat-out endangered. Not just animals are evaluated by the IUCN, but plants as well. Also 4 species of fungi and protists, for sub-reason. Let's take a wonderful journey through the world of overkilling and natural selection, shall we? The lowest level of this shit is really not official and really just a side thing, it's domesticated animals. The odds of chickens and cows suddenly going extinct are pretty slim, and if it happens to them, then what the fuck is going on with our species? I mean, shit, fuck the chickens. Moving on! LC, least concern. Least concerned species are fucking alright. Punch them, eat them all you want. Their species is probably gonna be fine. Ain't nothing too interesting about these, let's move on. NT, near threatened. Species that are near threatened are ones that may be threatened in the near future but aren't currently. Depending on what happens in the future, their numbers could drop faster than a sack of batteries, but we'll see. Still probably okay to punch, eat if your conscience can allow it. The last of the lower risk classifications are species whose status is conservation dependent. These are species that have some sort of program focused on their conservation specifically. If these programs were dropped, they'd end up in one of the higher categories. Currently there are 300 species with this classification, 46 animals, 254 plants. Only mammals have their population regularly gauged here for some reason, and only the southern right whale's population is steadily increasing. Try not to punch these that often. Now we're getting into the threatened classes. These are ones I wouldn't punch unless you wanted to punch something that's probably a limited time offer. Vulnerable is the lowest level of threatedness. Vulnerable species are generally vulnerable due to habitat loss. These are organisms that aren't quite endangered, but they're getting there. There's a weird quirk of these threatened levels that though they can be rare in the wild, they're incredibly common in captivity. The Venus flytrap's wild habitat, the swamps of the Carolinas, is getting fucked up, but they're an incredibly common plant you can purchase at many garden centers. Go figure. Now these are the big ones that people care about. Endangered species. An endangered species is a species that is at risk of becoming extinct either due to its numbers dropping too low or some other threat like a predator being introduced that's just obliterating the population. In the United States, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and Marine Fisheries Service are responsible for classifying federally recognized endangered species. But adding a thing to the list is long and for some goddamn reason controversial. The known species threatened with extinction federally by the United States are 10 times higher than the actual number protected under the Endangered Species Act. Critically endangered species are oh god, fuck. These are species whose population has or will decrease by 80% within 3 generations. These are animals that are probably fucked, like our dwarf sawfish friend. However, again, this is a weird case where one can be incredibly common in captivity. Wild axolotls are critically endangered as their habitat around Mexico City is pretty fucked. But they are a common and popular pet around the world. Zorak even has some. How weird. Now we're getting to the really bad ones. EW, extinct in the wild. These are species who only exist within captivity or as naturalized populations outside of their home range. This isn't just rare shit, to be fair. Several aquarium fish that are common are extinct in the wild but can be purchased for a nickel. The biggest example of a species being extinct in the wild is the Pinta Island tortoise, a subspecies of the Galapagos tortoise. Only one of this species, named Lonesome George at the Prague Zoo, remains in existence. He is what is known as an endling. When Lonesome George departs from this mortal coil, his species will be extinct. Finally, the last level is extinction. Which, well, you know what that means. There are no more. The species is dead. Done. Gone forever. Barring Lazarus taxons like our coelacanth friend, but that's another story. Has to be said that not all species are vulnerable to extinction thanks to human causes. Some species just don't survive. This is a natural thing that's been happening since life itself began. Species disappear from existence, never to be punched again, while other species emerge primed and ready for a good beating.
And those are the things I know about killing stuff.
It's not very much. Think you'd know more.
Go fuck yourself, Zorak.
I think what you mean more is that that's all you're going to say about the things you know about killing stuff.
Yes. So a cool thing about sawfish is they're relatives of sharks and rays that look kind of like a cross between the two. A lot of Polynesian people would actually, they use their bills as weapons because they're actually got teeth just sticking out of them. Kind of wicked looking.
Isn't the things between sharks and rays more accurately skates? I mean, just saying, but
not really.
It's
skates are very ray-like.
So I guess you could do it in 4 tiers. So you have shark, sawfish, skate, ray.
Where does the guitarfish fit into this?
Guitarfish is slightly more. I would say it's between a sawfish and a shark, personally.
I guess.
It's kind of a more angled shark, like a very triangular shark.
Whole lot of nothing out in this water.
Yeah, for some reason they have all these beach areas that have literally fucking nothing in them. And I'm
I
only
think they put like a crab or something.
Yeah, you'd think that, but no, they don't. But they do occasionally hide things over in them, so I have to take a look. Plus, again, I need that 70% map uncovering rates or whatever. So I'm just looking around here. Also, the Great Panda, seriously, it's fucking asking for it. We didn't have to do shit for it. What kind of animal only eats bamboo?
Apparently something developed for eating meat.
Yeah, but there's nothing in, like, bamboo is like one of the worst things to eat exclusively. It's like, it's gets nothing out of it. It's terrible food for an animal.
They're basically nature's potheads.
No, I really don't see it.
Agree to disagree.
Sure.
Giant clam.
Giant clam. Nothing in the giant clam. Still not letting me look at the giant clam, but giant clam.
It's so weird.
Of course, have some seals swimming around here, but they're seals we've seen before on our boat, so who really cares?
Don't hate on the seals.
I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying. We've seen them before. Though this does remind me of that thing you were telling me about with the Caspian seals. Which is very depressing. Now I'm feeling all sad.
Yeah.
So basically, seals in the Caspian, a lot of the reason why their populations are decreasing is because they're getting torn apart by wolves. Apparently wolves are just killing random huge
They aren't even eating them, they just kind of decide to kill them.
It's very depressing. I think they're critically endangered, or they endangered the Caspian seal.
Oh, they're fucked.
Ah. Wonder if that's an issue with the seal's habitat, where it's on less safe beaches, or if there's something with how the dietary habits of the wolves are going down. Like, if the wolves aren't getting a certain amount of nutrients, or... Well, that wouldn't even work, though, if they're not actually eating any of them, so...
I think it's just they're big, fat, lazy-looking things that lay on the beach, and the wolves are like, hey, I'm gonna go fuck that up.
Yeah, but normally you don't have that happen, because there's lots of beaches in the world. There's lots of seals in the world. There was, for a time,
how
quite
many
a lot
places
of wolves.
do wolves and seals meet?
Everywhere that there's a seal, basically, that's in Europe or Asia or North America, even South America, has canids there. So everywhere that's not an island. And even probably some of them. Are there island wolves? Well, beyond the Honshu
yes.
wolf, R.I.P. I can't think of any other island wolves.
Not gonna check your mail, huh?
I was gonna look for something. Had to see if there was something over here. I was hoping there was.
Make sure your anchor's up to regs. It's a nice strong fortress anchor you got there.
Please, you're murdering me with boat facts. Tell us about boats.
No.
Here is a 5-minute segment on boats.
Got one side's the port, the other's the starboard. I'm out.
That wasn't 5 minutes enough. How am I supposed to do a video cutaway for that?
Clips of a dog eating ice cream?
Maybe if it was eating it on a boat. So, apparently there's something in this place we just were in that has something to do with Kat and her past. Oh boy.
Oh, exposition.
It's like I figured this out somehow beforehand.
Zorak, are you a witch?
No.
Gotcha.
I'm a Yeti. You know this.
Yetis can be witches!
I guess technically, I think they'd be more shamans. A shaman can be a lady.
I would classify a witch as a shaman.
I suppose it's more your cultural approach to it.
Really, it depends how the witch does its magic.
Depends. A lot of the New Age stuff, they're basically saying, yeah, we're witches, but
That doesn't count.
shamans.
We're not talking about them.
Why? Did that hit a little close to home? You
No, I'm
New
just saying.
Age... Alright.
Please, I'm a wizardologist. We've established this.
I know, but I would assume that wizardology would be kind of encroaching on... You wouldn't like the New Age kind of stuff, I would think, as a wizardologist.
I wouldn't like the New Age stuff regardless.
Unless you were a New Ageologist, then you'd fucking love that shit. You would eat it up.
Yes, but I'm not, so...
But the question was, forget it. Just whatever.
Oh, look at that thing.
Wonder what it is.
What could it be?
Old Fangly Mouth here is in fact a great barracuda. I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. The great barracuda is a ray-finned fish of the genus Farina. It is elongated and pike-like in appearance, with very prominent fang-like teeth of various sizes socketed into their jaws. The great barracuda has a notable underbite, which makes these teeth all the more intimidating. Barracuda vary quite a lot in size within species depending on the age of the fish. The great barracuda itself can reach over 6 feet in length when mature. The great barracuda is a predator that feeds on various sizes of fish, sometimes as big as themselves. They are particularly opportunistic predators, usually using surprise and speed to take prey. The Great Barracuda is capable of swimming up to 27 miles per hour in short bursts of speed in order to catch prey or escape danger. Juvenile great barracudas frequently congregate in schools. It's not uncommon to see massive swarms of hundreds of individuals. Adult barracudas, on the other hand, tend to be much more isolationist, given their higher caloric needs and increased size. There is rather a lot of misplaced stigma about the barracuda, much like the shark. They are often reported to be dangerous to swimmers, but that's really not the case. Barracuda, like sharks, view humans largely as uninteresting co-predators. Any interest they have in us is in trying to get the remains of our own quote-unquote prey. Most injuries arise from low visibility conditions. There is also the additional risk factor of the shinies. Barracuda frequently hunt fish with reflective scales. They do on occasion confuse the glint of jewelry or other objects as light reflecting off of fish, which in low visibility conditions can result in injuries. I see great barracuda pretty often while diving, and personally I really like them. They're inquisitive, which makes them very fascinating, as they still keep space between them and you. They're not going too much into your personal space. They'll follow you around, lurking in the distance, and waiting to go and see if you kill a tuna or rip a shark in half or something that they'll then attempt to pilfer. Given the tendency of fish to otherwise either ignore you or flee you while diving, having something that shows some interest in you, if only because they want to steal your prey, it's a bit refreshing, I find. It's nice to have. Even sharks have a tendency to just totally ignore your existence while you're underwater. Nurse sharks just totally do not care that you're anywhere in their vicinity. But the great barracuda, he knows you're there, and he is fine with that. He wants to steal your shit, but at least he acknowledges your existence.
It's a good thing you went diving covering all that jewelry with a sandwich in your pocket, Zorak.
No, I think you'll find that sandwiches attract green moray eels. Barracuda just want you to kill something. They don't care about the sandwiches.
Gotcha. Hey, got the watch for you.
It's that watch.
See you in a few days.
It's perfectly fine. It's nothing happened. Now, it looks like there's something else shining here, so I thought there was a second place. Now I'm going to spend about a minute...
There's nothing there, is there?
There's nothing there.
Just looking at a hole.
For about a minute, yes.
Zorak, you were tricked by a fish that's probably dead. You aware of this?
Ghosts
the fish
are
that made
pretty
that
tricky.
hole is probably dead.
I don't know. Did you hear that? I heard something. Did you see that? That shadow. It was clearly a ghost fish tricking me into looking at this hole. Maybe it was just the Stark's demoiselle. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that demoiselle's a bro. Just following you around the ocean.
You know, you might be onto something there. He does kind of point out lots of objects to me, so... Yeah, I guess he is kind of... more helpful than Skippy, thinking about it, actually. It makes the thing shine. Bigfin reef squid are pretty cool.
You're still rubbing it. Why are you rubbing it for so long?
Because he's cool. That's my way of saying, hey guy, you're pretty cool. So if I ever meet you IRL and just like start rubbing your forehead, that's a good sign. That means I think you're a cool dude.
Noted.
In case that ever happens, you know, just... then you'll know. I figure it's better to give you forewarning. This is probably a good time to make a reminder not to actually poke any fish in real life. Don't really do that.
Dolphin's following you.
He's just making noise.
See, maybe you shouldn't just ignore him. We've had this discussion. Maybe that's why he's a little punk.
I'm pretty sure we had the exact opposite of this conversation before, but whatever.
God, there's nothing here.
Yeah, I was hoping there'd be something here at night, but no.
Oh my god. Even the Barracuda left. He's like, there's nothing here.
Well, the weird thing is that they clearly programmed Barracuda to path over here. So they went out of their way to go, I guess something should go over here. How about I have that one Barracuda move around here? Because it's not like these things have randomized paths, really. I mean, they move a little.
I didn't even consider they might have a programmed path.
Well, otherwise they'd leave the zone. I mean, clearly they have some sort of zone where they do random motion in. And most of them stay really contained to certain areas. Like these fish. Take a look at these. Clearly they only stay focused next to some reef structures. Unless you befriend them and then they'll follow you.
It's fucking stupid. Emperor angelfish. Seen you before.
Yep, we've seen basically everything this area has to offer that doesn't change by seasons or RNG is denying us.
Great.
I'm just looking around to confirm that. Yes, that does seem to be the case. There's lots of lovely Weddell seals. They swim
Why are
so
Weddell
dear.
seals in the South Pacific like this?
Red, we've established this. And
No.
I think you'll find it actually doesn't make totally bad sense. Because remember, we do have North Atlantic seals that will come down to and form colonies in the Caribbean on occasion.
It lives in the Weddell Sea.
Yes, but it still happens here where we have weird stuff happen. Here in the Caribbean.
I hate this place.
What, Earth?
Oh, God, yes. I don't want to live here anymore.
R.I.P. Chirokujo, stung to death by bees.
I ain't dead yet.
Oh boy. Exposition.
I
I hope you're ready for some drama.
I'm talking in the cutscene.
Holy crow!
Holy crow.
Is it to kill Dracula?
Oh, God. Why
See
was
Dracula.
that text orange?
Because it's important. Like See Dracula. Is it the legend of See Dracula? It's Ancient Mother. My bad.
Could still be a Sea Dracula. Sea Dracula's a lady, right?
She could be, I suppose. I'm not really up to the whole state of See Dracula.
Sea Dracula is a very mysterious entity. No, fuck that! He's totally a whale god! Oh my god, we gotta go find that god!
It was an Uma.
No.
I think you mean it was a Yuso.
Ugh.
Identified. Submersible object.
Then the Mafia got a hold of him.
Apparently so. How dare you look for our whale goddess? That's bad. I'd ask if he received mysterious emails too, but I don't think they existed then. Did he get killed, actually? They kind of leave it open, they don't really tell you anything. Did he get eaten by the Ancient Mother? Whatever that
Transformed
is.
into a sawfish.
How sad. He's critically endangered, you know.
Just like Sea Dracula.
Poor, poor Sea Dracula. Well, that's enough silliness for one day. See you next time.
Sea Dracula was the best of the Three Stooges.
No, we're not doing this.